Hi guys, welcome all to our channel again, Kodasaki. In this tutorial, we'll be talking about exception handling in Java. This will be the part 2 of the series, and we'll be covering two important topics, which are the multiple catch statement and the throw keyword. Okay. So before starting this video, I would like to request as usual to all of our audience to please like and share our videos with your friends and family so that we can reach more number of people at the same time. And also, if you really like the content that we are bringing forward to you, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon because that really motivates us to create more better content for you guys. And thank you for all your support. So, without any more ado, let's get started. As I said, today's topic will be the second part of the exception handling tutorial in Java, and we'll be talking about the multi-catch statement and the throw keyword. Okay, so let us go to our IDE directly, and here you can see we had a code that we wrote where we saw how to use multiple catch blocks, and then we had the finally block. Okay, and this was the explanation that we had in the first part of the tutorial. Guys, if you have not watched that tutorial, I will give the link in the description and also in the I button so that you can go back and go through that video, and then it will be very easy for you to understand this video. Okay, so I request all of you to go back and follow that link and watch that video and come back here and start. Okay, so this same concept of having multiple catch blocks can be utilized by having a multi catch statement also. Okay, so what you do, I will just do one thing. I will just copy this entire stuff from here of the main function, and let us create a new file. Okay, so here I will just say example2 and press enter. Fine. In this one, I will just paste the code that I had from earlier. Okay, you can see here, right? So we have this code. Now, what I want to do is, I said I don't want this kind of multiple catch blocks like this. Okay, so what I will do, I will just remove the catch blocks that we see here, the arithmetic exception one and the array index out of bounds one. And also, I will show you a very good use of the instance of keyword also. Okay, so let's do that. What I will do, I will keep the base class exception here intact, and I will remove these two exceptions here. Okay, you can see I only have the base class exception here, which is just printing like this, something unexpected happened. So this is an unchecked exception. Okay, now what we do, I will show you how to create a multi-catch statement. So that means actually in one catch block we will have multiple exceptions handled together. Okay. As we saw earlier, we had two different kind of exceptions in this code, right? One was related to zero division error, and the other one was related to array index out of bounds exception. So what I do here, just see catch. First, I will say arithmetic exception. Okay. And then you can just give a pipe simple here like this. And you can also write multiple exceptions like this. Okay. So here I will write array index out of bound exception. And for this two exceptions, I will create the object E. And here inside the catch block, I will use a if else statement like this. Okay. So suppose I write like this: if this E object that we created, if this E is instance of arithmetic exception, then I will print invalid division by 0. Okay. Else, obviously, if this is not an arithmetic exception, then it will be an instance of the other one, right? The array index out of bounds exception. In that case, I can just print here like this: invalid array index. Okay. And with this, we are done with this. Now you can see we have actually added one catch block which has handled both kind of exceptions. with a single object. Okay, and then you can see here I'm checking if E is instance of this class. That means if we are throwing this kind of an exception, any mathematical exception, then we will get this result. Okay, or else if we are getting this exception, which is the array index out of bounds exception, then we will handle it in this statement. Okay, otherwise if you are only having the base class exception, then we'll throw this message. Now let us try to run this and see if this is really working or not. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will just say change this to 0. Okay, now let's run this and see what we get. You can see here, guys, as soon as I change this to 0, I'm getting the first one, invalid division by 0, right? So it is working fine. So this catch block is working fine, and initially it is handling the arithmetic exception. Now let us do one thing. Now let's change that data again. I will write 10 here, and here I will try to utilize this line of the code where I am trying to access the element at index 10 of the array, and I have only 5 elements. The length of the array is only 5, but I'm trying to access the element at index 10. That means the 11th element of the array. Is that possible? Not possible, right? So let's see what we get here. If I run this now, yes, you can see invalid array index. This is one more way of reducing the catch blocks and writing a multi-catch statement where we can handle n number of exceptions like this. Okay, this is one very good way of doing it, and also I've showed you how to use the instance of keyword. Okay, so if you want to check whether an object is an instance of any particular class, you can use the instance of keyword and check it like that. Okay, so if this statement is true, it will execute this line, or else if the code is throwing this exception, array index out of bounds exception, then it will be handled in this particular line of code, the other pin statement. Okay, so it is working fine. And imagine if we did not have this too, then obviously, if you are aware of the earlier video, if you have gone through the earlier video, then you will know that anything unchecked or uncertain will be handled in this exception block, the base class. Okay, and I already told you about the final block. It actually handles everything that has to get executed even if the code is not working. Okay, that means if at all there is any problem with your code and your code is not executing fine, then also this line of the code will mandatorily execute itself. Okay, the final block always executes itself no matter what happens to your code. That's why all our operating system resources are released in this block. Okay, and I will show you an example in the third part of this video. I will not confuse you with finally right now, don't worry about that. I will show you an example in the third part. But now, as you have understood this, let us do one thing. See, we had a different scenario here where we had two different catch blocks. You can see here, right? Catch arithmetic exception and catch array index out of bounds exception. What we did in the example 2, we created a multi-catch block where we are handling the two exceptions together into one single block. Okay, so that is a very good benefit. Okay, and I showed you the use of the instance of keyword also. Fine. Now let's do one thing. Guys, if you have any doubts regarding this as well, please don't forget to mention your doubts in the comment section. I'll be very happy to clarify them. And now that you have understood about the multicast statement also, let's go to the important topic in this tutorial, which is the throw keyword. Okay, guys, please remember, throw keyword is used to throw or create user defined exceptions. Okay, user defined exceptions. Suppose you want to create your own exceptions, you can use the throw keyword. Okay, let's see an example so that you can understand better about that. Okay, so here, let me create a new class, say example 3. And here what I will do, I will just create a function, say void check age. This function will take a integer age from the user, and based on that it will check whether the age is greater than or equal to 18, and based on that what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to say eligible and not eligible for voting, something like that. Okay, so I will say if age is less than 18, In that case, I will throw a new exception. So for that, we use the throw keyword. Okay, throw new. You can throw any kind of exception, as you can see here. I will throw a runtime exception. Here I will just say access denied, not eligible. Okay, fine. But if the user is passing a proper age, then I will simply print access granted, and I will say eligible for voting, or I can simply write like this, eligible for voting. Okay, that's all. Now, guys, you already know about the use of the static keyword if you have gone through our videos. Okay, so if I have the main function now here, you can see that I will not be able to access the check case function. You can see I'm not getting any suggestion at all. Okay, even though I'm writing this, you can see no suggestions. That means if a function is not static, we have to create an object. You know about that, right? So then I will just give you a simple demo about that. If you are not aware of that, I will just say the syntax of creating the object was class name. Okay, obj is equal to, we call the constructor using the new keyword, and then we create the object like this. Now if you see, if I use the object or the instance obj dot, I can easily access the check case function. Here if I pass 12, which is an age which is less than 18, now see what happens now. You can see, guys, we are getting a customized message here, access denied, not eligible, the message that we had written here in the print statement. So we are actually creating an user defined exception with the help of the throw keyword. We are throwing a new kind of exception. Okay, got it. But imagine the age is more than 18 or equal to 18, then it will throw the normal message which is eligible for voting. You can see here. So I'm running this. Just see, when I'm passing 20, it is all okay, no problem at all. So just remember this, the throw keyword is used to throw user defined exceptions or create user defined exceptions. Okay. Now, this is one way of calling this function. There is one more way. If you don't want to create an object and increase the heap memory, guys, remember, whenever you create an object, it goes into the heap memory. Okay. Not the stack memory. Okay. So what I will do, I will just remove this two lines, and see, if I try to again access, I'm not getting. So what I do, as I said, the static keyword is used in front of functions to make them accessible to the main function without creating any objects. Okay, that is very important. So static belongs to the class. So whenever the class is loaded, the static members are also loaded together. And it goes to the method area. That is the third memory space. Okay. One is the heap, one is the stack, and the third one is the method area where the static members are stored. Okay. So now when I've declared static, you can just see what happens now. If I say check age, see, guys, I'm getting access and I'm getting the suggestion as well. Now here, if I say 12, you will get the same message that we had earlier, access denied, not eligible. Let me run this. Now you can see I'm getting the same message, access denied, and it is a runtime exception that we created. Okay. And imagine if you're writing anything else, say 23, it will give you the normal message, which is access granted. Okay. Let's see. Yes, it's working. No problem at all. Okay. So I've given you the demo of the static keyword also. So there are lots of other things that can be done with the static keyword. This is just a simple example and one way of using the static. Okay. And you've seen that when we write the static keyword in front of functions or methods, we don't have to create an object or an instance. We can directly access them in the main function. Okay. So guys, this is about it. I have told you about the multicast statement to save time and space, and at the same time, I've showed you how to throw user defined exceptions with the help of the throw keyword. Okay, so that's about it in this tutorial. We'll talk about the throws keyword, the next keyword, most important keyword, with the help of a different example. As I said, I will be talking about the buffered reader, right? So we'll talk about that in the next tutorial. And if you have any doubts in this video, please get back to us in the comment section. I'll be very happy to clarify all your doubts. And guys, please, if you really like the content that I bring to you, please don't forget to hit the bell icon, like our videos, and subscribe to our channel, because that will really motivate me to bring more content to you. Okay. And thanks a lot for watching the video till the end. This is Saurabh signing off. Till the next time, bye bye and happy learning.